Today our topic is how to avoid regret in life. Regret is one of the most painful emotions we can feel. It's that heavy feeling in your chest when you look back and wish you had done something differently. Maybe you missed an opportunity, made a bad decision, or didn't take a chance when you should have. The good news is that regret doesn't have to control your life. You can learn how to avoid it, or at least minimize it, by making better choices and living with intention. Let's talk about how you can do that. First, let's understand why regret happens. Regret usually comes from two things. Either you did something you wish you hadn't, or you didn't do something you wish you had. For example, maybe you said something hurtful to someone you care about, and now you feel bad about it. Or maybe you didn't take a job offer that could have changed your life, and now you wonder what could have been. The root of regret is often tied to our choices and how we handle the outcomes. The key to avoiding regret is to make choices that align with your values and goals, and to accept that not everything will go as planned. One of the best ways to avoid regret is to live with purpose. This means knowing what matters most to you and making decisions based on those priorities. Take some time to think about what you truly value in life. Is it family, friendship, personal growth, or helping others? When you know your values, it becomes easier to make choices that feel right. For example, if family is your top priority, you'll be less likely to regret spending time with them, even if it means saying no to other opportunities. Living with purpose doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes, but it does mean you'll make decisions that feel meaningful to you. Another important way to avoid regret is to take action. Many people regret the things they didn't do more than the things they did. This is because inaction often leads to wondering what if. If there's something you've been wanting to do, whether it's starting a new hobby, applying for a job, or telling someone how you feel, don't wait too long. Life is short, and opportunities don't last forever. Of course, taking action doesn't mean being reckless. It means being brave enough to try, even if you're afraid of failing. Remember, failure is not the end. It's just a step on the path to success. Speaking of failure, one of the biggest reasons people feel regret is because they're afraid of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are a natural part of life. No one is perfect, and everyone makes wrong choices sometimes. The important thing is to learn from those mistakes and use them to grow. When you look at failure as a teacher instead of an enemy, you'll feel less regret and more confidence in your ability to handle challenges. So, don't be too hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And move forward. Another way to avoid regret is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you spend less time thinking about what you don't have or what you've lost. Gratitude helps you appreciate the present moment and the good things in your life, even when things aren't perfect. For example, instead of regretting a missed opportunity, you can be grateful for the lessons you learned or the new opportunities that came your way. Gratitude doesn't erase regret, but it helps you see life in a more positive light. Now, let's talk about Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that can help you avoid regret. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Many regrets come from trying to control things that are outside of our power, like other people's opinions or the outcomes of certain situations. When you accept that you can't control everything, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and disappointment. Instead, focus on your own actions, thoughts, and attitude. These are the things you can control, and they're also the things that will shape your life in a positive way. Stoicism also teaches us to embrace impermanence. Nothing in life lasts forever, not the good times, not the bad times, and not even our own lives. When you understand this, you'll be more motivated to make the most of the time you have. Instead of putting things off or waiting for the perfect moment, you'll take action now. This doesn't mean rushing through life, but it does mean living with a sense of urgency and appreciation for the present moment. By doing this, you will have fewer regrets about missed opportunities or wasted time. Another important lesson from Stoicism is to detach from outcomes. Many people regret their choices because they didn't get the results they wanted. But here is the thing: you can't always control the outcome, no matter how hard you try. What you can control is your effort and your attitude. When you focus on doing your best and staying true to your values, you'll feel less regret, even if things don't go as planned. Remember, life is not about achieving perfection. It's about making progress and staying true to yourself. Let's also talk about the importance of forgiveness, forgiving others, and forgiving yourself. Holding on to anger, resentment, or guilt only leads to more regret. When you forgive, you free yourself from the past and open your heart to new possibilities. Forgiving someone who hurt you doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're choosing to let go of the pain so you can move forward. Similarly, forgiving yourself for past mistakes is essential. You're human, and humans make mistakes. Instead of dwelling on what you did wrong, focus on what you can do right now to make things better. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to avoid regret is to live authentically. This means being true to yourself and not letting others dictate your choices. Many people regret living their lives to please others or meet society's expectations. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and you're the one who has to live with your choices. So, don't be afraid to follow your own path, even if it's different from what others expect. When you live authentically, you'll feel more fulfilled and have fewer regrets. In conclusion, regret is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By living with purpose, taking action, learning from mistakes, practicing gratitude, and embracing Stoic principles, you can minimize regret and live a more fulfilling life. Remember, you can't change the past, but you can shape your future by making thoughtful choices and staying true to yourself. Life is too short to live with regret, so take charge of your decisions, embrace the present moment, and move forward with confidence. You have the power to create a life you can look back on with pride and satisfaction.